Alright, Pi Network fam, buckle up because today we're diving deep into the reality of what's going on with this tap-to-earn phenomenon that once took the crypto world by storm. But here's the twist. Things are slowing down. I know it's not what we were hoping for, but before you lose hope, we're going to uncover exactly why we're still waiting on that much-anticipated Pi Network Open Mainnet launch, and whether it's even coming in 2024, or if we're looking at 2025. We've got a lot to unpack today, and trust me, you won't want to miss this. So stick around because we're breaking down the good, the bad, and what you need to know about Pi's future. But before we get into the details, I've got a question for you. Are you still holding on to your Pi Network coins, or are you starting to lose hope in the project? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to check out my previous videos to catch up on the latest Pi Network developments, link in the description below. Also, to all my loyal Pi pioneers, let's show the world the strength of our community. Drop Pi Network to the moon in the comments, and don't forget to rep your country by adding your flag or country name. Let's light up the comments section. And of course, if you're loving the Pi Network updates and want to see more, make sure to smash that like button, share this video with your fellow pioneers, and hit that subscribe button to stay up to date on all things Pi. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest news and updates. Just a quick reminder, everything in this video is for entertainment purposes only, and not investment advice of any kind. Always do your research and make decisions that are best for you. Alright, without further ado, let's get started. First off, let's talk about what we're seeing lately. Remember when everyone was buzzing about Pi? It felt like every crypto chat and social media platform was lit up with Pi Network talk. People were Google searching the heck out of it, mentioning Pi on Twitter, and the hype train was full steam ahead. But now, the search interest has tanked. Social media mentions, crickets. And that Pi Network IOU thing? Yeah, it's not exactly setting the investment world on fire. In fact, it's sitting at an all-time low, and hardly anyone seems interested anymore. Now don't get me wrong, it's not all Pi Network's fault. The entire crypto market has been struggling, so naturally, Pi is going to feel the heat too. But here's the deal. People are starting to worry, especially those early adopters who've been patiently, or maybe not so patiently, waiting to see some action. They've been mining Pi for years now, but their tokens are still sitting in limbo, and the developers keep pushing the goalposts back on the mainnet launch. It's kind of like waiting for your pizza to arrive, but every time you check the app, the delivery time gets pushed back another hour. Frustrating, right? So what's holding up the mainnet launch? Let's break it down. For starters, market conditions. Pi's team has made it clear they don't want to launch the mainnet unless the market is just right. And right now, the market's anything but. Bitcoin, the granddaddy of all cryptos, isn't exactly doing a victory lap. In fact, we could be heading for another one of those dreaded crypto winters. If you're not familiar, that's when the whole market goes into hibernation and things get super slow. It happened before, from late 2021 to early 2023, and some analysts think we could be in for another one. And if that's the case, Pi Network's team might want to hold off even longer before unleashing Pi onto the world. But market woes aside, there's another reason why the Pi Network mainnet could stay in the shadows for a while: developer strategy, and this one's a bit more controversial. You see, Pi Network thrives on users interacting with the app by tapping a button every day to mine Pi. It's simple and addictive, but here's the catch. While you're earning tokens, the developers are raking in ad revenue. The longer the mainnet stays closed, the more they earn from ads. So, could they be milking this for all it's worth? Some skeptics think so. I mean, if you're making bank from ads, why rush to the finish line? Still with me? Good, because now we're getting into the lessons Pi Network might be learning from its fellow tap-to-earn buddies. Take Pixelverse, Hamster Combat, and Notcoin. These projects had huge user bases and major hype, kind of like Pi Network. But when they finally launched, things didn't exactly go according to plan. Pixelverse, down 93% from its peak. Notcoin, plummeted 74%. Hamster Combat, well, let's just say it's not in fighting shape. So, Pi Network's developers might be looking at those numbers and thinking, maybe we should tread carefully here. After all, nobody wants to see Pi Coin take a nosedive as soon as it hits the exchanges. But even if they wanted to launch tomorrow, there's another hurdle: building a strong ecosystem. Pi's not just trying to be another cryptocurrency, they want Pi to actually something, to be useful, and to have real-world applications. That's where decentralized apps, dApps, come in. The more dApps, the stronger the ecosystem, but guess what? They're way behind schedule. Right now, there are fewer than 40 Pi dApps, and the developers are aiming for 100 plus. That's a big gap to fill, and even if they hit that number, getting people to actually use those dApps is another story altogether. So, what does all this mean for the future of Pi Network? Honestly, it's tough to say. On one hand, they've built something special with over 50 million users, a massive achievement in itself. But on the other hand, the crypto world has changed a lot over the past 5 years. Other platforms are popping up left and right, and the longer Pi Network stays in limbo, the more chances there are for competitors to swoop in and steal the spotlight. Here's the bottom line. Pi Network undeniably holds potential, but the path forward seems a bit uncertain. Whether we see a Mainnet launch this year, next year, or even by 2025, one thing is clear. The journey with Pi is far from over. The road ahead is filled with big questions, and as with anything in the crypto space, nothing is set in stone. As exciting as the possibilities are, it's hard to ignore the growing doubts. The longer we wait, the more people start to question whether Pi will ever live up to its promise. Is this just another delay in a long line of roadblocks, or are we on the verge of something groundbreaking? Only time will tell. But for now, the uncertainty is hard to shake. That being said, this is just my 2 Pi cents on the matter. Some of you may still have high hopes, while others may be feeling less optimistic. Both viewpoints are valid, especially considering the ups and downs we've seen so far. So, what do you think? Are you still holding on with optimism, or is your faith starting to waver? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm sure the Pi community will have some interesting perspectives to share. That's a wrap for today's update. We've covered the latest changes in the grace period algorithm, exciting new features like issue reporting, and even some juicy details about the migration queue. Plus, the big question remains, when will Pi Network finally launch its mainnet? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure, we're closer than ever to seeing the future of Pi. If you enjoyed this video and want to stay in the loop with all the latest Pi Network news and updates, don't forget to like, share, and hit that subscribe button. Your support helps us continue bringing you the most up-to-date and engaging content around Pi Network. Before you go, I've got a question for you. Do you think Pi Network will launch its mainnet by the end of this year, or are we in for a longer wait? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you've got any contributions or questions, feel free to drop them down there as well. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. See you soon, Pi Pioneers!
Sibuyas kay ma'am. Ano yung kutsara? Mangga? Mangga? Para sa palusong sa mangga. Kutsara na to, diba? Yeah.